shooting was very fast.
Yeah.
There was a lot of times where you'd come on set, and I think maybe like day 7, I realized that we didn't have any shot bags on the ground for marks. And I was like, that's weird. We also didn't have a lot of gaffers running around going mad, lighting the shots. And then you see Matty C, who's the DOP. He's following us around with the camera and just sort of finding us with these 360-degree view shots. Like, what more do you want as a performer? Of an Age is it's a coming of age story set in 1999 and in 2010 between 2 young men, and it takes place over the course of one day in 99, just before the millennium hits, and then it comes back around in 2010 during the wedding.
The book I'm reading, actually, it's by an Argentinian. It's Borges.
Borges? We linked up quite early on, a few weeks leading up to the production, and just tried to develop somewhat of a bond. We didn't rehearse much at all. A lot of what the audience had seen was actually the first time we'd actually said it out loud.
Jaya said you were like this lone wolf terrorist.
Yeah, it probably has something to do with the fact that I never made eye contact with humans.
A lot of the car scenes, it's actually multiple scenes like one after the other. I think we did like 7 or 8 scenes in sequence all at once, and the camera was just rolling, and we were really into it. After a moment, you lose sight of the cameras, you lose sight of everything, and we were just in it, and yeah.
It was a 30-minute take.
Yeah.
And I think we did it 3 times.
And with some scenes that were somewhat emotionally exhausting, it did help that it was the first time it was being said. Like, we didn't really want to over-rehearse it, and Goran gave us a lot of trust in that. It took a bit of time to kind of get used to that style of, you know, how he operates, but once we warmed up to it and we trusted each other. I've never danced in my life, especially ballroom. That's a whole different thing, crazy. I had a great choreographer, her name was Lauren Drago. That was probably the only thing that we rehearsed. So it was just the garage dance, which I found to be more difficult than the wedding dance because my partner wasn't there. So I had to kind of play both parts. But yeah, you know, a lot of rehearsals and practice. We only had 5 days to try to make the transformation happen. I did have to change my diet a lot to kind of try to put on as much size as I could with that small window. And it was during the end of lockdowns, and we were kind of in our little COVID bubble because we couldn't risk any one of us getting sick. So I didn't have access to a gym or anything. So I was just training in the apartment, and I stole shop bags from the set. To just, you know, they're heavy. I just did what I could, and resistance bands and whatever. But so that's the physicality. But a lot of it for me was just how I held myself. I'm in between the 2 ages of young and older Nicola. So I've got an older brother who's approaching 28. So I actually thought a lot about him and about how he would hold himself, because you can tell he's 28. So yeah, I just took a lot of inspiration from that.
I would really hope that, you know, despite the storyline being about 2 young men, that anyone from any background can watch it and relate to it. Like, there's a lot of stuff in there that will speak to a large amount of people. There's a certain universality towards the film. So I really hope that it strikes a chord with everyone.